Nate Diaz wants out of the UFC. Obviously been very vocal online, and Michael Chandler has responded to him. Nate Diaz says,
Everyone responded to him.
well, so Nate puts out July 30th, 170 pounds. Michael Chandler, obviously still on the high from the weekend, says, I'm there. Quick turnaround. Spin your head on its axis. And then he followed it up and told Nate to shut up. Stop complaining. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your head down until your daddy books your fight and, to get your sacrificial dome bounced off the canvas again. Maybe it'll be me if you're lucky. See you at the top.
Then Nate replied, that's why. So Nate replied in the middle of there, so you're missing one tweet. Nate replied that the UFC had him on ice.
Yeah, and
then that's when Chandler came back and said, stop complaining. So, look, I think it really comes down to, I would love to see that fight. We talked about it earlier in the show. To me, that would be the fight to make. Because, look, if Nate does leave, which I believe, and I've said this for over a year now, okay, it's been about a year, that he is leaving. He's leaving to do a fight with one of the Paul guys, Poodlehead kid. Okay, he's leaving to do one of those. And even if he doesn't, he's going to leave and he wants to be left alone. I don't think he wants to be under contract with anyone when he retires. He wants to be able to just walk away. I think he sees what's going on with his brother and how his brother is locked in to the UFC. He has nothing. He can't do anything without the UFC's permission when it comes to events for boxing, events for MMA, whatever it is. He can't do any of that. And so I think he understands, I want to be out of my contract. So in a year, when Jake comes knocking or anybody comes knocking for boxing or MMA, he has the freedom to do whatever he wants and he can charge whatever he wants. So he's not stuck in this Ngannou situation where, should I use Dana to negotiate my boxing? No, they want to be free. And they've always wanted to be free. That's them. So I think the fight to make is this. You make Chandler because guess what? Chandler has a really good chance of beating him. Okay? He can out-wrestle him for 5 rounds. He can stand with him a little bit. He's going to be very cautious with the stand-up as the fight goes on because Chandler does slow down by rounds 2.5, 3. He will slow down. And Nate's going to just push the pace, stick the jab in his face. He's going to rock him, hurt him a little bit. So in a 5-round fight, it's a fun fight. But if Chandler wins, Nate goes off on a loss. If Nate wins, it sucks, but Chandler's also fought for the title. You're not losing anything because you still have Islam and Dariush. They're the number one, number 2 contenders outside of Dustin and Justin and all these other guys that have random names. Okay, so I think it's a good fight to have.
That's going to be a very difficult fight for Nate to win, in my opinion.
I agree.
And look, I love Nate, but good wrestlers have always been his kryptonite.
Huge. Him and his brother both.
Yeah, and the fact that Chandler is a good wrestler, Chandler is physically strong where Nate's not that strong of a guy.
At all.
His submissions are good, but they're not going to catch Chandler, especially as the fight goes on. And
not with the strength that Nate has.
Yeah, and so that's a difficult fight for Nate. But if Nate takes it, that's awesome. And that's his that will be his exit fight. But it actually, if you're the UFC, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it really does. Because Chandler, and this is for all those people out there that wanted to say that I was a homer or that, and I said, look, Chandler's gonna do well in the UFC and they're gonna like him. They love him.
They love him.
And the fans have responded to him.
Yeah.
Just take a look at, the little promo that he did there after that fight with Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
When he went into his Chael Sonnen shtick.
Yeah.
Man, they ate that up. They loved it. And I don't blame them because the fans loved it. And they now want to see each one of those fights. It doesn't matter. Each one that he called out. And now it's not going to even be any of those 3. It would be Nate Diaz. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a huge fight. They're going to make a ton of money off of that fight.
Yeah.
And they'll probably, be keeping the guy that's going to, in my opinion, I think Mike Chandler wins it. And I hate to see Nate go out with a loss, but it's going to be a tough fight for him.
We say we hate to see him go out on a loss, but guess what? He's lost the last couple.
Yeah.
So he would end up going on a loss anyways if he just walked away and wasn't able to fight.
True.
the bottom line is this.
True.
No matter what happens to Nate, whether he lost this one or 4 more in a row, he would still ride off into the sunset and still get a lot of money for the Jake Paul fight.
That's true.
And that's the thing. So like I've said, there's certain
matter.
fighters that just are immune to what happens. Masvidal kind of being one of them. Okay, Nate and Nick are definitely part of that. There's certain guys that you can just, we don't give a shit if you lost. We just want to see Conor McGregor.
Okay, go on back to that real quick.
Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah, Conor's
He's
definitely.
going to come back and fight again in what, 3 losses in a row?
But
and no one's going to give a shit. There's still too many.
Masvidal was, a ham and egger for a long time. No one gave him credit for anything. Everyone that knew him knew he was a good fighter.
Yeah.
But he never got, that rub where people were, gay.
I see what you did there, Rob. I saw what you did there.
People, wanted to see him and stuff like that. And it really was, if you think about it, and he had a couple of good fights in the UFC that, put him in that position. He beat Donald Cerrone and things like that. But it was when Nate Diaz called him out and said, "This is for the baddest motherfucker." That really fucking put him over the top.
But see, I thought it was the Ben Askren fight. The only reason why I thought it was the Ben Askren
fight was after that.
No, I thought it was before that.
No.
Dave, look that up.
Yeah, look that
I think
up.
Ben was first.
I could be wrong.
I think Ben was first. So the reason why I think the Ben situation threw him over the top, the reason why the Ben fight threw him over the top is after he knocked him out, he sat down next to him and started stomping the mat and doing the whole falling over. That to me is what catapulted him to that next level. And then the Nate fight. Dave, did you look it up?
Yep, it was Ben first, then Nate.
Okay.
See, some of you guys think John's mind is still trapped. Okay, he's 80 years old, guys. Okay, let's just clarify this right now. I love it
because he had the incident with Leon that was after the Darren Till fight.
Yeah,
and that one was kind of,
yeah,
that got people.
That got people's attention.
Well, the Darren Till fight itself got their attention, and then the whole thing that happened.
It couldn't have happened at a better time.
Oh no,
he chained it together probably better than anyone else. I mean, just the Darren Till knockout. Then the thing in Leon Edwards in the back would piece him up. 2 pieces of soda.
Yeah.
That's why we still talk about it, because he got him with the 2 pieces of soda. The one-liners were great.
Oh,
then he went out there and starched Ben Askren.
Yeah.
But to me, with the Ben Askren thing, where he did he felt like he was a dead body and just fell over in the cage, and then he was hitting the mat afterwards, pointing at him. Those are the things that people remember. I remember the knockout, sure, but I remember specifically the whole stiff body and falling over. I remember that. And then he goes out there and fights Nate. You know?
100% agree. Okay.